Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're going to master a vocabulary word that literally carries a massive amount of energy, heat, and raw power. The word is molten.
Okay, so picture this in your mind for a second. A massive volcano cracks wide open under just this immense pressure. Suddenly, a blinding, glowing orange river of melted rock starts pouring down the side, basically destroying everything in its path. I mean, you can practically feel the heat radiating off of it, right? Well, that intense, dangerous liquid fire, that's exactly the vibe that anchors our topic today.
So our target word is molten, pronounced with two quick syllables, molten. And notice how that first syllable rhymes perfectly with colton. It operates as an adjective, a describing word. And the formal definition is pretty straightforward, actually. It just means made liquid, usually by extreme heat. Basically, melted.
But at the very core of this word's meaning is a massive physical transformation. We're talking about solid stuff like hard, unbreakable material that's been completely turned to liquid by just unimaginable heat. Think back to that volcano we just pictured, right? Deep inside the earth, solid rock gets subjected to such extreme temperatures that it literally liquefies. That is the true physical reality of the word molten.
But language is flexible, right? Words tend to radiate outward from their literal definitions. So molten actually expands way beyond just liquid rock. If something is created by melting and casting, we use this word. But what's even more fascinating is that we use it to describe things that are just brightly glowing. Even if they aren't literally melting, if they've got that intense, fiery luminescence to them, they absolutely earn this powerful adjective. Heat and glow kind of run through every single sense of the word.
Let's see this in action. Take a look at this. Magma is molten rock that rises from deep underground. This completely captures the word in its most literal geographical environment. It swaps out the basic word melted for something that sounds, well, much more scientific, powerful, and accurate to the extreme forces of nature happening right beneath the Earth's crust.
Now, this extreme heat absolutely applies to human industry too. Workers poured the molten metal into the mold. Here we're shifting from the raw forces of nature straight to a factory floor. Notice the context of casting and molding that we mentioned earlier. It takes a staggering amount of energy to turn solid metal into a liquid state just so it can be poured. Using our target word here instantly communicates that extreme heat, the glowing liquid, and, the inherent danger those workers are dealing with every day.
But the word also takes on this really beautiful, poetic quality in everyday use. Take the sentence, "The sky turned a molten orange at sunset." I mean, isn't that just a stunning visual? The sky obviously isn't literally melting, but by using a word that we usually reserve for extreme heat or glowing rock, it vividly describes a sunset that is so incredibly vibrant, glowing so intensely orange that it literally looks like liquid fire poured right across the horizon. It brings this sense of absolute wonder to a total everyday occurrence.
Now, to truly master this word, we really have to contrast it with melted. We use melted for everyday harmless heat, right? Like melted butter or ice cream. You leave a popsicle out in the sun, it melts. No big deal. But molten is strictly reserved for intense, extreme heat. We're talking rock, metal, glass. You would never say you have molten ice cream on your shirt, and you're definitely not going to say a volcano is spewing melted rock. The contexts are just entirely different.
So the vital takeaway here is this. Molten always keeps its sense of fire and danger. It is absolutely not a passive word. Whenever you choose to use it, you're deliberately invoking this visceral, almost hazardous feeling. You're telling your listener that whatever it is you're describing contains a powerful, glowing, and intense energy. Honestly, it elevates your sentence from ordinary to extraordinary.
So I'm going to leave you with a quick challenge. Can you use molten in a sentence right now about something extremely hot, whether it's real or entirely imagined? Maybe think of a glowing dragon's breath, a futuristic laser, or even a glassblower's workshop. Try to craft that fiery sentence in your head right now. Remember, molten means melted by intense heat. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your vocabulary glowing, and I'll catch you on the next one.